2024 has been a heartbreaking year for the wrestling world, especially for WWE's most iconic family. Roman Reigns faced an unimaginable double loss, losing both his father and uncle in just 2 months. Today, we pay tribute to all the wrestlers who left us this year and celebrate the legacies they built. The wrestling world suffered a profound loss on June 25, 2024, when Sika Anoa'i, the proud father of Roman Reigns and WWE legend Rosie, passed away at the age of 79. As one half of the iconic Wild Samoans, alongside his brother Afa, Sika carved a legacy that shaped the future of wrestling. Sika began his wrestling journey in the early 1970s, debuting with Stampede Wrestling before making waves in the WWF in 1980. The Wild Samoans made their WWF debut in the 1980 with their manager, Captain Lou Albano, claiming the WWF Tag Team Championship twice during their initial run. While away from WWF, the Wild Samoans spent time in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Mid-South Wrestling, and Georgia Championship Wrestling, before returning in 1983 to win the tag team titles once again. Sika later transitioned into singles competition, forming memorable alliances including teaming with Kamala. Sika's legacy is not limited to championships, but extends through his family, the Anoa'i dynasty, which continues to dominate the wrestling world. His final televised appearance came during WrestleMania 4 in a battle royale, marking the end of a storied career. Sika's passing leaves a void that reminds us of his immeasurable contributions to wrestling. Just weeks after Sika's passing, the wrestling world bid farewell to his brother and tag team partner Afa Anoa'i, who passed away at the age of 80 on August 16, 2024. Together, the Wild Samoans revolutionized tag team wrestling, earning their place among the sport's legends. Afa's journey began in 1971 under the guidance of Peter Maivia and Rocky Johnson. The duo's success in multiple wrestling promotions laid the foundation for their legendary WWE career. After stepping away from the ring as a wrestler, Afa remained a significant figure in WWE, managing talents like Rikishi, Samu, and the Head Shrinkers during the 1990s. Afa's dedication to wrestling spanned decades, with his final in-ring appearance in 2014 at the age of 71, wrestling for his own promotion, World Extreme Wrestling. The Wild Samoans' legacy lives on through the bloodline and the wrestlers they trained after opening the Wild Samoan Training Center in Mineola, Florida. On August 26, 2024, the wrestling world lost a true giant, Sid Vicious, at the age of 63. Known for his intimidating presence and raw intensity, Sid left an indelible mark on the industry. Debuting in 1987 under the mask of Lord Humongous, Sid quickly became a dominant force. He claimed the WWE Championship twice and the WCW World Heavyweight Championship twice. Sid headlined iconic events like WWE WrestleMania 8 and 13 and WCW Starrcade in 2000. Despite battling health issues, including non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and heart issues, Sid's passion for wrestling never wavered. His final match came in 2017, marking the end of a storied career spanning 3 decades. Sid's untimely passing reminds us of the powerful legacy he leaves behind as one of wrestling's most unforgettable giants. Mike Jones, famously known as Virgil, passed away on February 28, 2024 at the age of 72. Known for his role as Ted DiBiase's bodyguard and his time with the NWO as Vincent, Virgil's career is a testament to resilience and adaptability. His wrestling journey began in 1985 as Soul Train Jones in the Championship Wrestling Association, trained by Afa Anoa'i. Virgil joined WWF in 1986 and became a key figure in Ted DiBiase's act. His feud with Ted DiBiase led him winning the $1 Million Championship, marking a defining moment in his career. In WCW, he reinvented himself as Vincent, aligning with the legendary NWO faction. He also appeared in AEW from 2019 to 2020. Despite health struggles, including strokes and dementia, Virgil remained a beloved figure at wrestling conventions. His legacy as a performer who could adapt to the ever-changing wrestling world remains an inspiration. The wrestler's world lost a true pioneer on February 27, 2024, as Ole Anderson passed away at the age of 81. A founding member of the legendary Four Horsemen and one half of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Ole's influence on the wrestling world is immeasurable. Known for his hard-hitting style, Ole teamed with his kayfabe brother, Gene Anderson, and later joined forces with Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard to form the Four Horsemen. Beyond the ring, Ole was a visionary booker for Georgia Championship Wrestling and Jim Crockett Promotions, helping shape the golden era of wrestling. He went on to be part of WCW's executive team and booking committee, known for his outspoken opposition of Vince McMahon and the then WWF for the takeover of the territories. Anderson was fired from WCW when Eric Bischoff took over, and he retired from professional wrestling in 1996. Over his illustrious career, Ole Anderson captured over 40 championships in various promotions, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to inspire the wrestling world. Another beloved figure in the wrestling world has left us in 2024, Kevin Sullivan, famously known as the Taskmaster. On August 9th, Kevin Sullivan, at the age of 74, passed away following complications from emergency surgery. Sullivan, who had suffered an accident in May, fought a tough battle against sepsis and encephalitis. Sullivan started his wrestling journey as an amateur in Boston. Despite never being professionally trained, he rose to prominence as the leader of the Three Faces of Fear and the Dungeon of Doom, both stables that caused problems in the ring for Hulk Hogan in the 90s. Before his WCW days, Sullivan made waves in championship wrestling from Florida and Jim Crockett Promotions, working alongside Mike Rotunda and Rick Steiner. Known for his heavy involvement in backstage politics, Sullivan's professional and personal feuds with Chris Benoit and Brian Pillman were infamous. His final match was a poignant one against Brian Pillman Jr., now known as Lexus King in WWE NXT in 2019. On February 29, 2024, wrestling bid farewell to Paul the Butcher Vachon, who passed away at 86. A Canadian wrestling icon, Paul was not only a fierce competitor, but also the adoptive father of Luna Vachon, one of WWE's most unforgettable personalities. Paul's life was a story of resilience. In his later years, he battled colon and throat cancers, diabetes, and a brain tumor. Yet he remained connected to his fans, sharing updates on social media and engaging with the wrestling community. His wrestling career began in 1957, quickly becoming known as the Butcher. He competed in promotions like AWA, WWE, NWA, and Georgia Championship Wrestling, where he and his brother Mad Dog Vachon captured the AWA World Tag Team Championship. After retiring in 1985, Paul's life took a different turn. He ventured into politics, running as a federal candidate for Canada's New Democratic Party. With his wife, he embraced entrepreneurship, traveling to fairs to sell therapeutic magnets. Paul's passing leaves a legacy of passion, perseverance, and an unwavering connection to the wrestling world. On January 21st, 2024, the wrestling world mourned the loss of Frankie Francisco Ciatso, a veteran of the independent scene who passed away at just 48. The cause of his death has not been publicly disclosed. Ciatso, who began his career in 1996, earned recognition under many names, including the Journeyman and the Southeast Gangster. His career spanned promotions like WWE, TNA, and AWA, making him a familiar face to wrestling fans. He debuted for NWA Florida in 2001, appearing in Deep South Wrestling, and had memorable matches in WWE, including bouts against Matt Striker in WWE Heat and Tatanka on WWE Velocity in 2006. Ciatso's journey was immortalized in the 2019 documentary Journeyman, which chronicled his career. In his later years, he shared his knowledge as a trainer for the NWA-affiliated World Wrestling Network. The wrestling world lost another icon on January 23, 2024, when Harold Hogue, known to his fans as Ice Train, passed away at 56. His cause of death has not been publicly disclosed, but the news was shared by Diamond Dallas Page on social media. Hogue made his debut as Ice Train in WCW in July 1993 on WCW Worldwide. Later, he became a member of the New Blood and was renamed M.I. Smooth in mid-2000. At the time WWF bought WCW, Hogue was in the middle of a feud with Kanyon, which remained unresolved due to his retirement from wrestling shortly after the purchase in 2001. Remarkably, he came out of retirement 18 years later at 52 years old. His last match was on December 21st, 2019 for European Wrestling Promotion, where he faced Dave Taylor, with the match ending in a no contest. Sumo and wrestling star Akebono Taro died at age 54 on April 11th due to heart failure. The former NJPW star had been battling heart issues which affected his mobility, and he reportedly suffered from partial memory loss. Akebono, originally from Hawaii, moved to Japan and became a sumo sensation in the 90s, achieving the status of Yokozuna, the highest rank in the sport, as the first non-Japanese wrestler to do so. In 2005, Akebono entered the professional wrestling world with WWE, famously defeating Big Show in a sumo match at WrestleMania 21. A two-time Triple Crown heavyweight champion in AJPW, Akebono retired from wrestling in 2017 due to health issues. On April 14th, Tony Jones passed away at the age of 53. He wrestled in Ultimate Pro Wrestling and Extreme Pro Wrestling and had multiple stints with WWE. In March 2007, he appeared on an episode of WWE Heat where he faced Eugene. 4 months later, he wrestled again in WWE, this time losing to Gene Snitsky. However, Jones is perhaps best known for his role in the acclaimed 1999 documentary Beyond the Mat, which showcased his journey alongside tag team partner Mike Modest. Japanese wrestler Asahi died at just the age of 21 on February 1st, 2024, following a reported car accident. She was best known for her time with Ice Ribbon and actress Girl Z, making her debut at the tender age of 14. Asahi's final match took place on January 31st, where she secured a tag team victory for her promotion. Her untimely death has left fans and colleagues mourning, with many remembering her as a ray of sunshine. On March 10th, Yutaka Yoshie, at the age of 50, passed away suddenly after falling ill in a locker room following a match. The news was confirmed by All Japan Pro Wrestling, which announced that Yoshie was participating in a tournament at the time of his death. His family later disclosed that Yoshie died of arteriosclerosis, a condition that causes hardening of the arteries, and assured fans that his death was unrelated to the match itself. On May 20th, Bad Bones passed away at the age of 40 due to a heart attack, just days after his final match on May 11th against Flash Morgan Webster. The news was announced by Westside Extreme Wrestling on social media. Klinger wrestled nearly 450 matches in a WXW ring and competed in various promotions across the United States and Japan, holding multiple titles throughout his career. He also made notable appearances in TNA, facing off against wrestling greats like Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, and EC3. His victory in the January 2011 edition of TNA Gut Check in London was a highlight celebrated by the promotion in their tribute to him. British wrestler James Castle passed away on June 15th at just 35 years old after battling acute myeloid leukemia. Castle, a talented performer in the UK wrestling scene, achieved tag team success in promotions like International Pro Wrestling, United Kingdom, and Revolution Pro Wrestling. He was forced to retire from in-ring competition after his diagnosis in 2019. By January 2024, his condition had become terminal, and Castle bravely fought until his passing in June. Empire Wrestling's Federation Liger Rivera passed away on October 22nd at the age of 37, just days before his 38th birthday. Details surround his death are sparse, but it's known that he was hospitalized and in a medically induced coma prior to his passing. The cruiserweight debuted in the professional wrestling scene in 2001, had won couples of titles in Empire Wrestling, and had retired in 2018. Anthony Gaines is another wrestler who passed away at a very young age. The independent star died on February 24th at just 30 years old. The heartbreaking news was announced on X by Empire State Wrestling, a promotion where he gained much of his popularity. Scott Henson, known as Big Cat, a veteran of the wrestling scene in British Columbia, passed away at the age of 40 on June 16th. The news of his death was confirmed by Canadian Apex Wrestling. Chris Markoff, known as the Macedonian Madman, died on February 10th at the age of 85 after suffering a stroke earlier in the year. He was best known for his appearances with professional wrestling promotions in the Midwestern United States in the 1960s. Markoff won gold in every promotion he competed in during his career, including the American Wrestling Association, World Wrestling Association, and more before retiring.